Microphone check, 1, 2, what is this? It's the 5'7" assassin in the podcast business. I am your host, Rohan Patra, the rap music plug at your service. The Rap Music Plug podcast presented by QLC TV is the remedy to the I don't have anything good to listen to problem. Through in-depth album and song reviews, as well as artist interviews and general rap commentary sprinkled in between on all of what the mainstream and underground rap scenes have to offer, this is your one-stop shop to knowing what to add to your queue, play next, or pop into your record player. Welcome to the show. What is up, family? Today, we're going to have the talk. And that is because we are talking about Hus KingPin's Threesome 2 EP, The Art of Sex. Hus KingPin is a rapper hailing from Long Island, New York, who actually saw his initial success internationally in countries like Japan and Germany. And throughout the years, he's someone that I certainly had on my radar, but never really got into until these past couple years. Hus is someone, though, that has always been collaborating with artists that I've enjoyed and thoroughly respected, most notably Smooth, who was the other partner in the duo group that they had together called The Connection, and then most notably as well, Rock Marciano, another New York native. Hus really impressed me just this past year with his Portis Hus record that, in my experience with his catalog, was his absolute best, as it was dark, it was moody, it was sensual at times, it was murderous at times. It really gave you a lot of different elements all over production that was really expanding what is considered boom bap typically, as it was influenced and heavily sampled Portishead or Portishead type sounds. With all of Hus's music, his poetic, outside-the-box lyrical approach consistently impresses and sets him apart. It doesn't matter what he's rapping about, whether it be some street shit, braggadocio, or some romance talk like on this EP. He always finds a way to communicate in an interesting fashion through clever turns of phrase and strong wordplay. This latest Threesome 2 EP is a perfect example of why rap is so untouchable as an art form. A project focusing on women, infidelity, sex, romance is nothing new to hip-hop at all, but it sounds fresh because of the way in which Hus pens these rhymes and paints these pictures, making what could be played-out subject matter still sound very interesting to the listener. How Hus does that is through spitting game that isn't vulgar for the sake of being vulgar, like much of our overly sexualized pop culture likes to promote. Instead, it's cunning flips of common tropes and abstract illustrations of sexual tension and innuendo that is so impressive and enticing. Each song is a different tale of Hus and his interactions with women, where Hus vividly details these different situations. And what I like about how he does it is that he sort of almost psychoanalyzes these women throughout the process, but not in a cold, weird, academic way, but in a smooth way where it still feels like he's running game. Tell Me, my favorite track on the entire project, sees Hus drop bars like, I pray your grief was brief, the whispers in your sleep tell the stories of your disparities, it's the plight of a woman's look. Like, the way he puts those bars together are not only super poetic, but it kind of speaks to his assessment of the women's psyche in such a interesting and unique way. The cockiness of the intro, Quiet Fires, where Hus describes an affair a woman is having with him, is all so slick and palpable. He basically is saying that he hopes her man at one point doesn't act up, and he playfully proclaims that he'll get him hit for a Mickey D's water fill, which is free 99 for those that are unaware. So that bar really made me laugh and just shows how effortless Hus is, not only with the wordplay, but also the flow, because the flow that Hus has in general is always so smooth. So it's so conducive to these little playful jabs or this spitting game type rapping that he's so good at. But it also just works so nicely on this production, which is something that I'm going to get to in a second. But finishing this thought on the lyricism, I really do appreciate that on such a short project, he really stuck to one consistent theme because it makes the album flow really well where you can just play it and ride out. Yeah, the EP is certainly one dimensional, but not only is this very much by design, this dimension is quite enjoyable. This project is just so great to play driving around in your car on a sunny day, to bump when you're feeling fly and just confident in your steez. Yes, I do prefer the more ambitious Portis Hus that covered some of the topics from this EP, but also featured that more hard-edged content and diverse type of sound too that I previously mentioned. But that doesn't make this EP bad just by comparison, because Hus really achieved what he was trying to set out to do on this project. The other defining trait of this EP is the production. Production, which is mainly handled by Prince P, laces this EP with a smooth late 90s East Coast sound sampling R&B soul hits from the era, which consistently gives this EP a very classy feel and adds to the game aesthetic that Hus embodies throughout this entire project. The sound of this EP successfully puts you in the environment of a late night joyride with a pretty woman in the passenger seat who may or may not be married to another man. You know, a very relatable situation to us all. The production is very akin to what you would hear on late 90s Jay-Z on a In My Lifetime kind of album. I love the beefy bass line on Tell Me, and overall just all of the Prince P productions. I think he absolutely killed every single beat here, just like he did on Portis Hus, and showed that he's very diverse and capable of giving rappers a variety of different sounds. The Buckwild produced flip of that famous Far Side Runnin' sample was really hard on track 3 here, and definitely not an easy thing to do. Pulling off a flip of an iconic sample like that really runs the risk of coming off like a cheap knockoff, but I think he did a great job here. The only beat I wasn't particularly fond of was unfortunately the intro, because I really liked what Hus did lyrically here. I really like how he depicted this affair and just the delicate dance that he plays with this woman that's cheating on his man. It's really intoxicating. But the production was quite bland in comparison to these funky, soulful beats that made up the rest of the record. Just like Hus did on the first EP of this threesome series, is that he just absolutely shows how capable of a lyricist he is at zeroing in on one theme and expanding from that. I think this album is just so fun and light and smooth and serves its purpose really well. It's not something that has an incredible amount of replay value outside of the moments when I'm in this kind of mood, when I'm in this kind of cocky, confident kind of attitude. But even when it just comes on when I'm not in that mood, Hus's lyrical ability always is able to give me something to latch on to, give me something that'll impress me and keep me engaged. So I give Hus KingPin's Threesome 2 EP, The Art of Sex, a low 7 on 10. Hus is very quickly becoming one of my favorite artists in the underground right now. There's so much work under his name that I have yet to hear, and I can't wait to continue diving into this guy's work because he is truly one of the most talented and capable lyricists that rap has to offer. So this is a great, easy entrance into his music. It's light and fun. And then I would highly suggest you check out Portis Hus right after that, because that one is simply outstanding. One of the best albums of 2021. So this concludes today's episode of the Rap Music Plug podcast presented by QLC TV. I hope this episode gave you some fresh new perspectives on the latest rap releases, as well as a recommendation for the next great rap record to add to your collection. If you're an artist looking to level up your career, getting more gigs, album sales, merch sales, whatever it may be, I would love to help you with that by providing you artist development and writing services. So if you're interested, contact me via email at qlctv.podcast@gmail.com or hit me up via Twitter or Instagram at Rohview, ROHVIEW. I would be honored to lend my expertise and help you grow your career as an artist. And also for regular rap fans that just want to hear more quality commentary on the genre, follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. For exclusive content and updates related to the show, follow the Rap Music Plug podcast on Facebook to help the show grow and ensure that everyone's listening to the best rap music at all times. Follow the show on the podcast platform of your choice. Make sure you leave a review and rating on Apple Podcasts so that the show can be spotlighted by that wonderful algorithm and be exposed to more people. You can find all of this information along with exclusive playlists created by myself by clicking the link that's in the episode's notes. So that's all for today. Talk to you soon. Peace.